Welcome to Authentic English Podcast, your weekly show where education meets recreation. Here's your host with 20 years plus of teaching experience, Marcia Pike.
Hey there, Marcia Pike here. Welcome back to another Authentic English Podcast episode. So, how have you been? Valentine's Day is coming up. It's on Wednesday, February 14th. So tell me, are you seeing anyone? Are you in a serious, committed relationship? Do you have that special someone in your life? If you do, how great is that? If you don't and you're single and ready to mingle, I'm going to teach you some vocabulary words and expressions related to flirting and dating. No, I'm not going to teach you how to flirt in English. Honestly, I myself am not the world's biggest flirt, believe me. Notice how the word flirt can be both a verb and a noun. When you flirt with someone, you behave in a way that shows that you're attracted to him or her. A flirt is a person who usually behaves in a flirtatious or flirty way. There are other ways of expressing the verb to flirt. You can also use the phrasal verb to hit on somebody. If you think of the words hit on separately, it sounds quite aggressive, doesn't it? However, you have to memorize this phrasal verb, which is very commonly used. If you haven't tuned in to episodes 3 and 4, go back and tune in later for an explanation about phrasal verbs, okay? Another way of saying to flirt is to make a pass at somebody. To hit on somebody and to make a pass at somebody are both very common, though informal ways of saying to flirt. The big question is, how do people flirt? Well, there's no secret formula, I guess. This depends on several things: culture, gender, age, personality, style. Some people like to use pickup lines. Let me give you some examples of pickup lines. Excuse me, do I know you? Because you look a lot like my next boyfriend. Or, are you religious? Because you're the answer to all my prayers. Or, are you a magician? Because whenever I look at you, everything else disappears. Cheesy, huh? Well, some people like it. Okay, let's set the scenario. You've been single for a while. You've asked your friend to set you up with that cute guy or girl from the office without any luck. Let's suppose you're now at a party, a bar, or a club with a friend. You've had your eye on this very interesting person the whole night long, and you don't have the guts to make a pass at him or her. Maybe you're shy. Maybe you don't have game. Maybe you came on too strong the last time you hit on someone. Maybe you played hard to get. Well, whatever your case is, thank God you have a wingman. A wingman is a friend who will help you out when you're trying to meet or talk to someone you're interested in. Okay, so your wingman lays the groundwork for you and says how cool, amazing, and awesome you are. So you pay this person a compliment, like, you're very interesting, or I like your positive energy, or that color looks really nice on you. Okay, so you talk for a while and you realize that he or she is also into you, which means that the person is also interested. You ask the person out on a date and exchange numbers to call or text each other. Okay, so let's skip to the date. You go out on a date. Let's suppose you went out for drinks or dinner. You're both flirty and you hit it off. You get along. So, at the end of the date, the waiter brings a check. You can either go Dutch, which means you agree to share the cost of the meal, or one of you can offer to pay. Okay, everything flows well and naturally. There are no deal breakers such as bad breath or BO, body odor, or anything that's off-putting. And you're both into each other. At some point in the date, or maybe in another date, someone will lean in for a kiss. That's when the sparks begin, or not. A word that's commonly used is chemistry. Okay, you've hooked up. Then you'll analyze if there's chemistry between the two of you, or if he or she might just be or fall in the friend zone. Now, nobody likes to be in the friend zone, right? Let's take a look at two scenarios. Scenario number 1. Let's suppose there was no chemistry. Maybe you didn't even hook up. You didn't even get to kissing. Here are some excuses, although very cliche, to show that you're not interested. This is a really bad time for me, or I'm really into my career right now, or I need some space, or I just got out of a serious relationship, or the worst one is, it's not you, it's me. I'm sure you've heard one or a combination of these excuses, haven't you? Or maybe you yourself have already given some of these excuses, right? Okay, so scenario number 2. Let's suppose the chemistry is off the charts. You kiss and hear bells and whistles. Then there will definitely be a second date. Notice how date can be a verb and a noun. After dating for a while, people have the talk to see if they're going to be exclusive or if it'll be a fling, no strings attached. Maybe both of you decide to be friends with benefits. Who knows? Anyway, today's show was just an episode to teach you words related to flirting and dating because of Valentine's Day. Well, I'm going to link some chick flicks, which are movies about love and romance, to the show notes. In these movies, you will see some of the vocabulary words and expressions from today's show. It's funny to see how the title of 3 of these movies are the vocabulary words that we've just gone over. No strings attached, he's just not that into you, and friends with benefits. You see how these expressions are really common? If you want to practice, you can watch the movies that I'm going to link in the show notes, and you can also listen to podcasts. I've researched some renowned dating coaches who host their own podcasts. There's Love Life, which is hosted by dating coach Matthew Hussey, the Love You podcast with Marc Katz, and The Dating Den with Marni Battista. I'll also link them to the show notes, okay? If you want to go that extra mile and get down to the nitty-gritty about every new vocabulary word that I've used, email me at marcia@AuthenticEnglishPodcast.com to get a free transcript and a glossary of today's show. There are so many new vocabulary words that I've used that you can look them up in my glossary for their definitions and add them to your repertoire. Well, I hope that you have a lovely week. Happy Valentine's Day.
Great having you with us today. Keep on with Marcia on social media. Head over to AuthenticEnglishPodcast.com to practice what you've just learned. And subscribe, rate, and review. Take care.